After everything happened with the country and we all went mad, there was a lot of craziness in the social media space, in the regular media space. My team and my phone would ring off the hook with questions, and eventually I just said, I am definitely only human, and I'm fully aware of that. And while I am, filled with the Holy Spirit, my mind hurts, my body hurts, and my heart is beginning to feel the weight of everything that's going on. And so I kind of shut everything off. I shut off the TV, and I shut down my technology and my social media spaces, and just kind of allowed myself to have my own personal experience. Because while it's very important to be sympathetic and empathetic and compassionate, it's also important to hear yourself and heal and love yourself. And so I needed to do that for some time. And so I've mentioned this before, but I kind of locked myself in the walk-in closet to find a real quiet, serene space. And I would bring tea and something to write with and burn my favorite candles and just sit and pray and be alone. This is kind of a method of mine. Whenever I feel out of sorts, I just get alone in a quiet space and just get before God. And while I was there, so many songs came to me. I wrote so many songs in that time. Somebody might refer to it as a gospel album. But for me, it was just music to heal myself. I think that's such a gift that I can be broken and get alone and write and begin to be healed. I find words there. I find different pieces from different scriptures and places in books there, and I'll write those out and I'll sing them. But this one particular song called Out of Control stuck with me. I knew it was for me, but I also knew that it was for a lot of other people. And when it came time to get into the studio, to get back into the studio, I let go of a lot of the music that I'd written. There was 12 or 15 songs that I'd written that I didn't bring with me into the studio. But this particular one, Out of Control, I brought with me into the studio, and I stripped it. I took out a lot of the things that I thought maybe people won't really understand where I'm coming from. But I think everybody can understand what it feels like to be in a space where you feel broken and lost and confused. And you know that you were raised better than this, but you just can't seem to find strength or peace in your mind. So this song was a cry out to God, like sort of begging him to help me feel better, because I was really exhausted with not feeling good. I was really exhausted with not having peace. I was really exhausted with anxiety. I don't ever want to have to live there. But every once in a while you do. Every once in a while you don't feel good. And a lot of times we forget that people are human and that they have those experiences. And while there's healing and love and restoration, there's also valleys. And that's where I was in this song. And so I'm sharing it with people because I want whoever is going through a valley to know that they're going to be okay eventually. But I'm also sharing it for the people who might be in a valley right now and don't know they're going to be all right. I want them to know that there's somebody else who's been in that space. And this song was written right in the crux of that space. I hope that I've been able to capture the heart of the way that I was feeling in that moment. And I hope that somebody feels less alone than they might feel right now. And I hope that somebody is inspired to get alone and be still. Maybe light those candles and bring something to write with and get before God. That's what I did, and that's the reason why I'm able to sing right now. It could have been that I decided I'd never sing again. I was listening to a sermon one Sunday morning, and T.D. Jakes said, "Sing, David, sing." And David had been through all this stuff in the Bible, and And he just kept screaming, "Sing, David, sing." And all I heard was, "Sing, Chrisette, sing, sing, Chrisette, sing." And I cried and I cried and I cried. And I said, "I don't want to sing anymore. I don't want to sing anymore." But it did. My husband, who loves me so much, pulled me out of the bed, brought me into the studio. My band got around me and surrounded me with love and instruments. And they began to play their instruments and listen to the lyrics. And in the studio space is where I found so much of my healing with my boys. Every once in a while, we need people to pull us out. T.D. Jakes, I thank him for pulling me out. My husband, I thank him for pulling me out. My band members, I thank them for pulling me out. People don't always know what they're doing in your life. But if you're in that moment where I was, where I felt out of control, look for those signs of things pulling you out. Look for those people who are saying you can make it. And don't be embarrassed or ashamed to depend on the people who love you. That's what I did. I'm out of control. Look after my soul. This world is working me. I'm losing my flow. Where is my mind? Did I leave it behind? Somewhere between a crazy and a crazier moment, I lost track of time. And I've been bad, so bad, fussing and plain misbehaving, nothing but complaining, been scared and blue. I know I live, but I'm just so confused. Call me blessed, they don't know how bad I cry me and God every night. I could lose it, almost lost it, right on the edge. Someone pull me back, please. I'm out of control. Look after my soul, 'cause this world is breaking me. I'm losing my flow. Where is her mind? Did I leave it behind? Somewhere between a crazy and a crazier moment, lost track of time. And I know God forgives, but how can I forgive myself? How I treated myself. I ain't been my own friend, ain't followed a dream or a prayer since the good Lord knows when. Trust me, I know the truth. Raised by a preacher and born on a pew. I'm not perfect, yeah, I know it, but I'm better than this. I am out of control. Look after my soul, 'cause this world is breaking me. I'm losing my flow. Where is her mind? I left it behind. Somewhere between a crazy and a crazier moment, I lost track of time.